I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. During a House Judiciary Committee hearing on Wednesday, Representative Cori Bush gave an emotional testimony about her experience getting an abortion. Bush said that without Roe v. Wade, she would have been forced to birth a human being she would not have been able to take care of. Take a listen to her testimony and questioning here.
The gentlelady has yielded back. Ms. Bush.
St. Louis, and I thank you, Chairman Nadler, for swiftly convening today's hearing. I'm a proud mother of 2 beautiful children. I'm also a person who terminated 2 unexpected pregnancies. I'm here to express my unwavering support for anyone who has ever decided to terminate a pregnancy. Whether a person is seeking abortion care because they were raped, the condom broke, other birth control failed, they didn't have a reliable partner, or couldn't afford a baby. Everyone needs accessible options to have an abortion where they live. When I was 17 years old, I was raped. Weeks later, I found out I was pregnant. Without the protections afforded to me by Roe v. Wade, I would have been forced to birth a human being that I could not take care of, and the father would have been my rapist. The emotional devastation of this encounter was traumatic. I didn't know if it was my fault. I didn't know what to do. Did I do something wrong? I hadn't consented, but I blamed myself. The stress of possibly having a child at 18 was more than I could bear. It took a full 2 weeks worth of pay for me to afford an abortion, money that I sorely needed for bills, for food, for my education. For physical, for spiritual, and financial reasons, I knew that this was not the right time for me to bring a life into this world. Ms. Arambide, what has SB 8 and other abortion bans in Texas meant for low-income people of color who need abortions?
Thank you for your question. I think like in the time before Roe, the people most impacted, especially in Texas, are the most marginalized communities. We're talking about Black communities, people of color, Indigenous communities, trans and non-binary people, people in rural communities, people that live on the fringes of society, the immigrants, the undocumented people, and their access to care has been decimated. And for the rest of the people that aren't afraid to seek abortion care because the laws are so confusing or they might risk being sued, those people have had to travel on average about 1,300 miles, sometimes as far as 2,400 miles to access care that should be available within their community. And that affects so many people in Texas and so many people we love. And we're talking about a state that has not expanded Medicaid. We're talking about a state that cut family planning, that has decimated any sort of support system for these families and people, and abortion has become practically inaccessible for the majority.
Thank you for those critical insights. I remember when I earned around $7 an hour. Baby formula cost around $12 a can. I received formula through WIC, but that only lasted about 2.5 weeks out of the month. That was back around 2000. Over 2 decades later, the cost of baby formula has increased to anywhere between, $17 and $22, and yet the federal minimum wage hasn't changed much since 2009, and it's just $7.25. So poverty is expensive, especially in a society that fails to invest in living wages and a strong social safety net. So here is my message for anyone trying to take away a person's bodily autonomy. If you are for life, you would support universal paid leave. If you are for life, you would support livable wages. If you are for life, you would support affordable childcare, affordable housing, and the expansion of WIC, TANF, and SNAP programs. If you are for life, you would support policies that help children and families meet their material needs. You would support the constitutional right to abortion. Abortion care is health care. Let me say that again. Abortion care is health care, and it is imperative that we protect that right for everyone. Everyone meaning all, everyone. Thank you, and I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back.